The Customer Who Never Blinked. Submitted by D. 24-hour Shell Station, County Road 44, Rural, Ohio. Tuesday, November 15th, 2022, between 2:47 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. My name has to stay hidden. Everyone just called me D. I worked the graveyard shift, 11 at night until 7 in the morning, at the only 24-hour gas station for 30 miles in any direction. Picture this: endless flat Ohio cornfields stripped bare for winter, a 2-lane county road that nobody uses after 10, and one island of harsh white fluorescent light in the middle of absolute black nothing. Coyotes in the distance, wind rattling the signs, and the constant low hum of the coolers. That was my world, 5 nights a week. That particular Tuesday had been dead for almost 2 straight hours. Not a single car, not even a semi-trucks. The clock above the coffee machine had been broken since 2019 and was permanently stuck on 2:47. So when the real clock on the register rolled over to 2:47 a.m., I remember thinking it felt like the night itself was stuck in a loop. I was behind the counter restocking the cigarette wall, the one that faces away from the pumps, when the motion chime went off for the first time all shift. Ding! Ding! I turned around slowly, half expecting to see a deer or a raccoon that had wandered under the lights, but on the black and white monitor for camera 3, the one that covers the pump island, there was a man standing perfectly still at pump number 3. He was tall, 6'5", maybe 6'6". He wore a long black wool overcoat that reached almost to his ankles and looked soaked through, heavy, dripping, like he had walked miles through pouring rain. Except the roads were bone dry and the frost was already sparkling on the asphalt like powdered glass. He wasn't pumping gas, he wasn't smoking, he wasn't on his phone. He was just standing there, feet together, arms at his sides, facing directly at the store. I watched him for a full minute, 60 entire seconds. In that minute, his eyelids never moved, not once, not even a flicker. You can always tell someone is alive because their shoulders or chest rise and fall, even if it's shallow. His chest did not move at all. It was like someone had paused a video and taped a photograph to the screen. I hit the intercom button. "Sir, if you're going to fill up, you have to come inside and prepay first?" Nothing. No reaction. "Sir, do you need help with anything?" Still nothing. Not a twitch. Then he started walking toward the store. His steps were perfectly even, exactly the same length, exactly the same speed, like a soldier or a robot programmed to march. Every footfall landed in the exact same spot on the concrete. The automatic doors slid open with their tired sigh, and a wave of freezing air rolled in ahead of him. The second he crossed the threshold, the temperature inside the store dropped so fast I saw my own breath cloud in front of my face. And with the cold came a smell I will never forget. Wet cemetery dirt mixed with old copper pennies, the smell of blood that's been sitting too long. He walked straight to the counter and stopped exactly 1 foot away from me, close enough that I could see the frost still clinging to the shoulders of his coat. His eyes were open way too wide, like someone had glued the lids back. The whites weren't white at all. They were the color of cigarette ash left in a tray for weeks, dull, lifeless gray. And still, he never blinked, not a single time since the moment he appeared on camera. I cracked when I asked the question we're trained to ask every customer. "Can I help you, sir?" He opened his mouth. For 3 full seconds, no sound came out, just cold air. Then a voice did come out, but it wasn't from his throat. It sounded like it was coming from inside his chest cavity, echoing off ribs, hollow and wet. The voice said slowly, deliberately, "Do you have eyes in the back of your head?" I let out that nervous half laugh you do when your brain is still trying to decide if this is a prank or if you're about to die. No man, just the two up front, like a normal person. He tilted his head exactly 45 degrees to the left, smooth, no jerk, like an owl. Then the voice came again, deeper this time. That's unfortunate. His right hand began to move, slowly, toward the inside pocket of the coat. My left hand was already sliding under the counter to the silent panic button we all pray we never have to use. He reached all the way in and pulled out nothing. His hand came out completely empty, but he extended it toward me, palm up, fingers slightly curled, like he was offering me invisible something, and the voice said, "Take them. You are going to need them tonight." My heart was hammering so hard I could hear it in my ears. I told him, voice shaking, "Leave right now or I'm calling the sheriff." He didn't move, didn't speak, just stared with those dead gray eyes. Then, exactly like a machine running a program, he pivoted 180 degrees on his heels and walked back outside using the exact same even, robotic steps. He returned to pump number 3, took up the exact same posture, feet together, arms at his sides, facing the store. I slammed my palm on the electric lock button. All 4 doors locked with a loud metallic clunk. I called my manager, straight to voicemail. I called the county sheriff non-emergency line, busy signal for 15 straight minutes, which never ever happens out here. At exactly 3:33 a.m., the power cut out for 4 full seconds. Pitch black, total silence, except for my own breathing. When the emergency lights flickered back on, he was gone. No car, no footprints in the thick frost that now covered everything. Nothing. I stood there shaking for a long time, telling myself it was over. I thought that was the end of it. I really did. At 4:12 a.m., my hands were still trembling so badly I couldn't even count the lottery tickets. I needed to splash cold water on my face. I walked to the employee bathroom at the very back of the store, past the beer coolers, past the stockroom door. I turned on the light, stepped in front of the mirror, leaned over the sink, turned the faucet, cupped the water, and when I looked up into the mirror, for half a second, I saw 2 more eyes on the back of my reflected head. They were the same dull gray, wide open, unblinking, staring straight forward into the bathroom behind me. I screamed and spun around so fast I slipped on the wet tile and cracked my elbow hard on the toilet tank. Nothing was there. I looked back at the mirror. Only my own face, white as paper, eyes huge with terror, staring back at me. I quit at 7:03 a.m., the second my relief walked in. I never went back, not even for my last paycheck. The manager texted me 2 days later. He had pulled the overnight security footage. Every single time the camera panned away from pump 3 and swung back, the man in the black coat was 1 foot closer to the front door. Frame by frame by frame. He never moved when the camera was looking at him. He only moved when no one and nothing was watching. I still can't look at the back of my own head in mirrors. And sometimes, when I'm driving alone on empty country roads at night, I swear I feel something watching me from the rear mirror, from a place that should not have eyes.